Hey, good evening, guys. It's KB5MIQ Big Boy. We're going to do a little short video tonight, kind of recap something I've kind of hit on in the past, but I still see people asking questions about it. And like I said, I get a lot of my topics off of social media, so here goes. I would like to hear everyone's opinion about an all-band bass versus two separate radios, one for HF and the other for UHF, VHF. Okay, I've got a little bit of subject matter on that. I actually went that route back in 06 when I decided to get back into this hobby. I bought the Yaesu FT897D, which is an all-band HF 6 meters VHF UHF radio. I also still had one working Kenwood 261A left from my earlier days in ham radio. Now, I'm not knocking Shack-in-the-Box radios at all. Tim's got a 991A he uses all the time. I am not knocking them. Would I buy another one? I don't know. I might buy one if I got a good deal on it, but largely all I use on is the HF side. I don't do a lot of 2 meter stuff. I'm wanting to get into some sideband, but I've never done much of it. I keep this other radio on local repeater or simplex just to talk local to the guys. So really having a Shack-in-the-Box radio in my particular situation doesn't have a lot of advantages. Here's some pros about a Shack-in-the-Box radio. Buy one radio, you're set up. You got 2 antenna ports on the back. If you get a dual band vertical or Yagi for VHF, UHF, and then whatever multiband antenna you run on HF, only got 2 runs of coax. If you want to do portable ops, to where you want to have a VHF, UHF radio, be one less radio to pack portable. So that'd be good. And this 897, that was one of the features it had, because it also had onboard batteries. I never got the batteries because I never used mine portable, but it had onboard batteries to where you could lower the power down and run it portable. Is it absolutely necessary to buy a Shack-in-the-Box for your home use? It all depends on what use you're wanting to get out of the radio. Now, bad thing about a Shack-in-the-Box radio, if it's your only radio and it goes down and has to be shipped back to the factory, which I had to send mine back once, you're out of all radios for the time being. But I assure you, as you get in this hobby very long, you'll have a backup radio on your bench, I'm sure. Now, are they really worth the effort? Again, depends on what you're wanting to operate on, how you want to do your operating. I'm really not going to knock them, but personally, I've been looking at another HF radio because this one's getting to be 20 years old and it's getting the dreaded zebra lines and the LCD on it, on the display. And I've been considering other HF radios, but I'm thinking pretty seriously about just sticking with a HF 6 meter rig. That's kind of what I'm thinking about when I replace mine. And I may end up buying another Shack-in-the-Box. Like I said, it all depends on what you want to operate on and go from there. Shack-in-the-Box radios, I don't think have been around about the last 20, 25, maybe 30 years. Mine's 20 years old. And it was one of the first ones I remember seeing. I think the 857D Yaesu was a little newer, older than that. I believe it was a Shack in the Box. Of course, technologies has changed on these rigs. You get a lot more radio in a lot smaller package using microprocessors, multifunction screens. So you get a lot more radio for your buck than you did in earlier radios. But again, like I said, I don't like to tell people one way or the other what they should or shouldn't buy. There's too much of that in this hobby right now anyway, and more than likely, most of the guys telling you what you should or shouldn't buy is whatever they got sitting in front of them or whatever they've had trouble with in the past. Shack in the Box radios are cool radios. Especially if you're running limited space in a shack, that's another good option for them. But like I said, they're not for everybody. A lot of guys like Jeff and myself been in this hobby a long time, and we've accumulated extra radios. So there's so many options and facets you can do with this hobby. It's unreal. I believe the 991A actually will do C4 FM, so that's another option to look at on that one. But the basically is sit down in your shack, think about the communications you're wanting to do, and plan accordingly from there, and whatever your budget will allow. Only drawback I can see to a Shack in the Box radio is if it goes down and that's your only radio, you're out of the radio business for a little while it's being fixed. Other than that, it's a matter of personal choice. All right, guys, that's about all I can cover on this tonight. It's been a long day. I've had to take my dad to the doctor today. He's doing better, doing pretty good, adapting well to the rest home. I appreciate all the concerns I get from y'all on him. Remember, Main Trading Company in Paris, Texas, they're going to be at Orlando. So any of y'all that are going to Orlando, be sure and look them up. Check his used gear site out. Check his webpage out. And also sign up for his email alerts. And that way you'll be abreast of anything he's having going on and any coupon codes. Got a couple of more Hamfest I'm going to list on here. And guys, if you know of a Hamfest or a tailgate sale coming up this year, send me info on it. I'll be glad to get it in my videos. Guys, we're at 1782. I appreciate everybody who likes listening to me and Old Ham Radio Cat. Spread the word about the channel. And if you call MTC and you heard about it here, tell them you heard about it on Big Boy's channel. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy 73.